Hey, what's up you guys? Guinea Piggies Designs here. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Brittany. I basically just sew things for your small animals and do other random things. But in today's video, I am bringing you episode 11 or part 11. And in this video, I am going to be setting up my pieces for sewing. So I'm going to be setting up the flannel pieces and the rest of the fleece items I cut out in previous videos. And in today's video, I'm not doing an intro and outro today. I am just going to be doing a talk through. So basically the first part of this video, I am getting the hay bags ready to set up. So here, as you can see, I'm already setting up the first one. So what I do to set these up is I first lay down my non-rib nylon piece, and then I put the flannel on top, making sure the good side is facing me. And then I do like to iron these so that way they are perfectly flat. I am using a wool piece. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, and I'm using an Olaf iron, and I'll have these linked down below. But basically I iron both pieces, and there are two sides to these, so I'm doing the same thing with the second side. And then what I like to do is I like to trim all the way around them, as you can see here in the video. And then you can clip each piece together if you want, but I feel it's not that many layers, so I just sew it as it is. So the next items I'm working on are tunnels. So for this, I lay down one piece of U-Haul, and then I lay down the batting, and then I lay down the fleece, making sure that the good side is facing me. So for this part, I do like to clip around these because I am sewing through a lot of layers, and I do want to make sure these pieces stay together. So I'm clipping around this piece here, and this is going to be the outside of the snuggle tunnel. And then for the inside of the snuggle tunnel, what I do is I'm folding it in half long ways, making sure the two good sides are touching each other. Okay, and next I'm working on the flannel snuggle tunnel. So for this, I do like to iron out the flannel to make sure I get all the wrinkles out, and that way it's flat. I'm going to be doing this with all the flannel pieces. I'm going to be ironing them, as you see here. And then again, I am laying down the U-Haul, and then I'm laying down the batting. And then I'm going to lay down the outside piece, making sure that the good side is facing me. And then I'm going to be clipping all the way around it. Alright, and then for the next part that I'm doing another snuggle tunnel, but it's just made out of fleece. So I'm just repeating the same process over again, but I'm just not going to be ironing the top piece because it's fleece. I only iron flannel or cotton, so just repeating the same process. Next, I'm going to be working on a Piggy Lounge. So for this, I'm going to set up the potty pads first. There are two of them. So what I do for both of these is I lay down the U-Haul, I lay down the fleece, good side facing me. I lay down the next piece of fleece, bad side facing me. And then I lay down the U-Haul. And then for the flannel pieces, since this Piggy Lounge is going to be made out of flannel, I'm going to iron all the flannel pieces. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to set up the back piece where I lay down the fleece, bad side facing me. Then I put the foam in, and then I laid down the flannel on top, making sure good side facing me. Now I'm working on the bottom piece, where what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lay down the fleece, good side facing me, then lay down the flannel, bad side facing me. And then I'm going to put the foam on top of that, And then I'm going to repeat the same thing with the top piece, where I lay down the fleece, good side facing me, then I lay down the flannel, bad side facing me, and then I'm just going to put the foam on top. Alright, now I'm working on the piggy home. So for this, I do iron all the flannel pieces, but I do like to work on the pads first. So I'm just repeating the same process like I did with the last pads. And then I'm going to work on the back piece, which is where I put the fleece down, bad side facing me, and then I place the back piece of the foam in the middle. And then I place the flannel on top, making sure good side is facing me. Now I'm going to work on the opening part. So for the opening part, I put the fleece down, making sure the good side is facing me, and then I put the flannel down, making sure the bad side is facing me. And here I am drawing out an opening for the piggy home. I just freehand this, and then I do like to clip this piece so that way it stays together. And now I'm going to be working on the bottom piece, where for this piece I just lay down the fleece, bad side facing me, I put the foam in the middle, and then I put the flannel on top, making sure the good side is facing me. And then I do the same thing to the top piece, where I'll lay down the fleece, bad side facing me, and then I'll put the foam in the middle, and then I'll lay down the flannel with the good side facing me. Alright, now I'm working on the cube. So for this part, I am going to work on the pads first, and what I'm doing is just laying down U-haul, then the fleece, good side facing me, another piece of fleece, bad side facing me, and then I put the U-haul on top, and I do this for both pads. And since this cube is going to be made out of flannel, I'm going to iron out all the flannel pieces first. That way they are perfectly flat. Alright, once I get done ironing out the flannel pieces, I'm going to work on the four sides, where I lay down the fleece, bad side facing me, and then I put the foam in the middle, and then I put the flannel on top, making sure that the good side is facing me. And then after I do those four pieces, I'm going to work on the openings, where I'll lay down the fleece with the good side facing me, and then I'll lay down the flannel, bad side facing me. Then I'll place the foam in the middle, and I'll use my container here to trace out a circle, and it usually measures 5 inches in diameter. And then I do like to clip around these so that way they stay together when I sew them. And I'm repeating the same thing for the second opening. Now I'm working on the foam tunnel. So for this part, I'm going to lay down one piece of U-haul, one piece of fleece, good side facing me, another piece of fleece, bad side facing me, and then a piece of U-haul. And then these are going to be for the pads, so I'm going to repeat the same thing for the second pad here. And then what I'm going to do is work on the bottom piece of the tunnel. So since I'm using flannel, I'm going to iron this piece out. And then once I'm done ironing that piece, I'm going to lay down the fleece with the good side facing me. And then I'm going to lay down the flannel with the bad side facing me. And I'm going to place my bottom piece on top and trace around it. Now for the longer edges, you want to make sure you trace at least 2 inches away. And then for the shorter edges, you want to trace as close to the foam as you can. And now I'm working on the top piece, where I'm repeating the same process, where I iron the flannel, and then I'm going to place the fleece, good side facing me, then flannel, bad side facing me, and then I'm going to trace around it. Again, on the long edge, I'm going to trace 2 inches away, and then for the shorter edge, I'm going to trace as close to the foam as I can. Alright, now moving on to the hooded house. So I do like to work on the pads first. So this is where I lay down a piece of U-haul, lay down a fleece, good side facing me, lay down another piece of fleece, bad side facing me, lay down some U-haul, and I do that for both pads. And then I like to work on the bottom of the hooded house, where I lay down the U-haul and then the fleece, making sure the good side is facing me. Then I work on the inside of the hooded house, where I just fold the hooded house part in half, making sure the good sides are touching. And then for the bottom of the hooded house, what I like to do is lay down the U-haul, then I lay down the 2 pieces of batting, and then I put my flannel on top, making sure the good side is facing me, and I do like to clip around this piece. And then for the outside of the hooded house, I do like to lay down the foam, making sure that it is flat. And then I will line up the opening part to the foam piece, and then I'm going to clip all the way around it. And then after this, I am going to work on another hooded house, so I'm just going to repeat the same process over again. Alright, now I'm working on the Cuddle Cup. So for this, I am working on the pads first. So for the pads, I'm setting them up the same way I did with the hooded houses. And then for the bottom of the Cuddle Cup, I'm laying down one piece of U-Haul, the circle piece, and then a piece of the fleece on top, making sure the good side is facing me. And then for the other piece of the bottom, I am laying down a piece of U-Haul, then both of my batting pieces, and then the flannel on top, making sure the good side is facing me. And then I do like to clip around this piece so it stays together. And then I'm going to lay down for the inside and the outside pieces of the Cuddle Cup. I'm going to lay down the fleece, the long piece, making sure the bad side is facing me. Then I'm going to put my 2 layers of batting on top of that. And then I'm going to lay down the flannel piece, the long piece, making sure the good side is facing me. And then what I like to do is I like to clip around this. Now what I do here is I'll put 5 clips on each side going long ways, and then that helps me kind of center everything out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a half circle in the middle. And also, you guys, when you clip this, you want to make sure you do not clip the bottom piece, so let the bottom piece hang free. And then after I cut the half circle, I am going to take the inside long piece, I'm going to fold it in half, making sure that the good sides are touching. And then I'm going to repeat the same process 3 more times because I am making 4 Cuddle Cups. so here are all the pieces that are ready to sew now. So in my next video, I am going to be doing the first part of sewing all these pieces here. And also, you guys, everything that I used in this video is going to be linked down below in the description. All that stuff there is what I did in my last video. And here is the iron that I used. I'll have that link down below too. But anyways, if you guys do have any questions or anything, let me know down below in the comments. And if you guys are still liking this series, make sure you give this video a like. And if you guys do want to see more videos from me, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Alright, bye!